Oxford team of scientists, professors, they basically realized that they are qubits that are trapped in an ion. An ion is it's like a dispensation. It's a very small little technological word. It's basically a tiny atomic particle that stores quantum information. But scientifically, it has a lot of information. And basically these qubits all have these separate molecules or modules that you could call them that. And all of them are connected like light-based links. And what that gave them, it allowed them to prove that teleportation actually works. We are back. Cyber Digest is back, and I am joined by my amazing co-hosts.
Wandile back at Cyber Digest, where we decode the digital matrix for you before AI makes us all obsolete.
Ooh, that's nice. That's a nice one. I'm back once again, Kgotso, your host with the most. And we're here with some exciting topics for the day, guys. What do we have in store for our beautiful guests today?
Very exciting. Thank you so much to all the guests that comment in our comment section. We want to send a special shout out to Truth. She says, "You guys are great. Awesome dialogue from a bunch of intelligent men. I consider myself a tech savvy, but I'm feeling like I'm falling behind in terms of keeping up with AI and more specifically using AI as tools to enhance productivity, streamlining everyday tasks. Also, you guys are funny." I feel like I'm listening and learning from friends and not a monotone, boring colleague. Professor, glad I stumbled upon you all. Thank you so much for that amazing comment. We were quite chuffed to hear that.
Yeah, those are fire comments. We appreciate it, especially for
we're
a first
funny
episode.
Yeah,
that was
crazy.
amazing. That's amazing. So this is our second episode. If you're watching us right now, smash the like button and let us know where you're tuning in from. We want to know. We want to engage with you guys. And we've got some very exciting stuff coming up. Now, we've got some interesting topics coming up. Mr. Mashian, do you want to take us through?
Yes, sir. So the first thing that we're going to go through is, obviously, we know the Super Bowl has just happened this past Sunday. Did you guys tune in? Did you guys happen to tune into the Super Bowl?
It was at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I actually only watched like the first, as far as the performance goes. I only watched the performance, not the whole Super Bowl.
You guys stayed up for Kendrick?
I didn't.
I tried.
I just caught highlights. I know Kgotso definitely did.
I just didn't find the right streaming platform to watch. So what happened was, I don't know if they were streaming it on Fox or another streaming platform, but it just wasn't working for me. So I ended up sleeping. 2 hours later, I woke up and was on Apple Music, thank God. So I caught it there. And
what time?
Course, I think it was about 5:30 a.m.
What time did you get to work?
Let's discuss that. Guys, the reason why we're mentioning OpenAI is because, the Super Bowl is because OpenAI spent $14 million on a 60-second advert made by human beings. This is the biggest AI company in the world. $14 million on the Super Bowl. And the reason why is because the Super Bowl is the most watched event in the US. Yeah. Literally everybody tunes in, and headlining it was
Lamar, Kendrick Lamar, the GOAT,
Mr.
Duckworth himself.
So what did you guys think about the advert?
First of all, that does cost more than DeepSeek, right? Because I mean, 14
million US dollars.
Okay, I actually like the ad. Yeah, I think it was a great representation of just the extension of just human creativity. And just the evolution of just technology and kind of showcasing where we are right now. And it's kind of also just has this kind of, in a way, meta narrative, AI kind of showcasing the evolution of technology and leading up to AI, and kind of AI having a hand in the creation of said advert, which is also an AI company.
So I'm gonna stop you in your tracks.
Exactly.
I thought that advert looked cheap,
dirty, tired, and paunchy.
Not anything worth or close to 14
40
M's.
exactly.
I understand the banner space, the advertising space, but the fact that AI didn't even make it. If maybe they said that our latest agents made this advert,
Exactly,
it would make a lot more sense. But the fact that a human made an AI,
I think it's a matter of taste. First of all, just the ad itself uses something called pointillism. So it's a impressionistic technique.
Also known as polka dots.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to dumb it down, but no, there's actual art to it. Like, it's not just some random dots there. Like, there's actual art to it. So I think it's just a matter of taste, man.
So this actually proves our point from last week when we said that humans versus AI art is not going to be able to compare to one another. So you're saying that OpenAI is unable to make that kind of art?
When a bunch of nerds have got a really great company and marketers come to them and probably bring like hot girls or hot boys to seduce them, and they agree to nonsense, I felt like that's what happened.
That's what the advert was.
Like, they brought in Giselle Bundchen or they brought in Megan Good. Damn. And the whole OpenAI team was like, okay, we'll give you $40 million for this. But when I looked at it, I was like, no.
I don't know, man. I think it's a true also just representation of just that technological landscape, like visually. And it also kind of reminded me of Stanley Kubrick's movie, A Space Odyssey, 2001: Space Odyssey.
I love that movie.
Yeah, when
I haven't watched that.
Oh man,
it's amazing.
Yeah, you're actually uncultured.
Real.
You're uncultured.
Once again, showing the age.
That's crazy. But yeah,
we won't talk about bank accounts.
Yeah, actually, just okay. Okay. So I think the ad, it's just also just a callback to just that movie. Just reminded me of that movie, or just the movie. Also, funny enough, also kind of having this narrative of caveman or just a primitive human, and then sort of this evolution up till the inception or the conception of artificial intelligence. Yeah, which they end up in a spaceship. I think it kind of encapsulated that, which I really liked.
The only thing I liked about it was when they moved us from like a Pokemon game to a motherboard, because I thought that made sense. Like, we all moved from gaming. Well, in my age, since you guys say I'm old, we used to play TV games.
Sure.
They were black and white.
Like PlayStation.
Not really PlayStation. It was before PlayStation. It was more like Fun Station. It was called a Fun Station.
Damn.
And it was like
Fun Station.
It was like we also had like Super Mario. We had like Snakes and Ladders. And it was like black and white. So they brought it back to that age group. So for that, I give them points for relatability.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say is that it doesn't look like it costs 40 million.
14 million.
14,
yeah.
sorry.
But it also reminds me of Kanye West. I don't know if you guys remember that Kanye West Super Bowl advert that he paid for last year, where I don't know how much he paid, but he paid like 7 million or something.
Okay.
And he didn't have enough money for the actual production of the ad. So he just recorded himself in the car on the way to the Super Bowl saying, "Hey guys, I've got some new Yeezy items coming out."
Wait.
Don't you guys remember
I
that
don't
video?
know about
Mistake me if I'm wrong.
We need to put this clip here so people can see it, because I don't know about it. Oh my goodness.
Mistake me if I'm wrong. Didn't he actually pay for another ad this year?
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, he did.
Yeah, with his new teeth, like he had new sets of teeth on. Yeah.
I heard about this. I didn't see it though, because I
see
didn't
it.
watch. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, actually
he's
another ad.
consistently
I
there.
forgot what the actual ad is actually about. I don't know if it was kind of a continuation of his tweets over the weekend.
That would be wild, because those tweets were rogue.
I mean, I saw Elon Musk tweet him and say he's now going to be considered SNY something.
NSFW.
Yes, which stands for nudity.
Sex, I believe. F, I don't know. W, I don't know.
Like,
basically a sexual account.
Is this not the man that used to tell Kim to like overdress? Didn't he tell Kim to cover up and stuff?
Yeah.
And now his new wife or new partner Bianca,
she has an empty closet.
So are you guys saying Musk has like a problem, or he's trying to in a way not give him so much freedom, or is he trying to like what was his reaction?
That's interesting, because Musk has like 12 kids with 4 different wives, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Is this a tech problem?
I don't think at all it's a tech problem.
Okay.
We're kind of
we're safe.
But if we look at it from a Twitter standpoint, I think it was more so the fact that he was posting pornography over the weekend. Or he was posting pornography from his Twitter account along with all those rogue tweets.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
Anti-Semitic
I'm so
tweets.
sorry. My favorite delivery, chicken licken,
Okay.
is about to arrive. These are wings. Please allow me to answer this,
Delivered
even
by
though it's
AI.
set. So, Mr. Mashane, please take us through all the topics that we're going to be covering today. I believe we have interesting stuff coming up.
We do. Okay. So already kind of covered the Super Bowl. The next couple of things that we're going to cover is teleportation. There's some teleportation coming out of
I'm
Oxford
excited.
University.
I'm excited.
Which is every science fiction nerd's
Dream.
biggest fantasy. Yeah.
I'm not like
I mean, and then after that.
So you're telling me that now we can move from one place to another without a plane?
soon.
Soon.
Not yet. I think like one, I don't know, 1%
Guys,
of
short
your body.
airline
so.
stocks. Short airline stocks. That's my
Short
tip.
what?
short airline
Short airline stocks. Like, it's
Yeah.
over. If we're going to be teleporting, no one's going to be flying. So, United Airlines, Emirates, Air France, short them. All of
What
them.
about what are those tunnels that are that
Hyperloop
Hyperloop? What
that
about
Elon
that?
Musk wants to make?
I've always felt very indifferent about those tunnels.
Me
Hyperloop.
too, because I mean, at speed of like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like they're still very much going to be
My
working.
question
People are
is,
still gonna
how
use
is
them.
your body going to react?
Terribly. I don't know if you've seen the videos of people actually using them.
So they in cars and then they're traveling.
No, it's not. It's like a little vehicle, like a pod almost. And
It's
then
not
they're
Tesla
going at, like,
vehicles.
hyper speeds.
Oh, I'm thinking about the tunnels.
Oh, the boring company from Tesla. No, it's not that one.
Okay.
That's kind of.
And apparently some of it is underwater, like Europe to America or America to Africa.
like from continent to continent.
I'll do it if I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I don't think at that speed you'd be comfortable sleeping.
Because it
unless you
seems
take-
like you're at a Gold Reef City, roller coaster.
It doesn't.
But I mean, can you imagine like traveling from one continent to the next in like less than a day?
like
That's
just your body in a capsule.
We could have watched
I would
the
never.
Super Bowl.
I would definitely would.
You wouldn't do it for Kendrick?
I would do it.
No, I wouldn't do it
I
for
would
anybody.
definitely do it.
Okay, well,
From
I
one
wouldn't do it.
continent to
I wouldn't do it
another.
for anybody either, but yes.
Underwater.
Underwater.
Yeah.
My
We
body
could've gone
just
to
in a
see
capsule.
Kendrick and come
I
back
would
and
do it
spoken
if I'm
about
asleep.
Do you not remember the submarine that went underwater?
This is not the same.
Okay,
Is
it's
this
not the same
Titanic?
thing. No. Oh, the story from 2 years back.
Oh, the rich guys. The
Yeah.
couple of rich guys that went underground and then
And
they never
they
came
died.
back.
Yeah, those guys.
I'm not saying it's the
Yeah.
same thing, but
Yeah.
should you confined to this little container and you kind of
And you're moving at hyper speed.
But how
Literally
long
in
does
those
it take?
videos, I don't know how fast they're traveling, but you can literally see their skin moving back like it's that fast.
then I don't
Theory
think it's
of
worth it.
relativity.
Yeah.
I would definitely do it. If anybody wants to sponsor this podcast and take us on a hyperloop. trip,
What's our next topic? Let's get to our
I'm
next
very
topic.
Okay, so thereafter we'll also be touching on Apple. Apple has released a new iOS update, iOS 18.3. Mainly
about
things
time.
that will affect people with iPhone 16s and above, which is not majority of the world, unfortunately.
Yeah, man.
Remember
spoke
the
about
age,
bank
guys.
accounts.
Remember the age.
He did speak about bank
Underpaid.
accounts. Underpaid. Preach.
Cut.
Okay, if there's anything else that I might have missed, is there anything that you guys wanted to touch on?
So Google has made a U-turn on military AI.
Ooh.
Crazy. So they had a pledge where they vowed never to use AI in military technology and surveillance, and now they've kind of overturned that pledge. Or they've made a U-turn.
This is dangerous, guys.
It is.
But we'll talk about it when we get there.
Dangerous fair, but I also think it's very exciting.
Exciting?
Maybe not
Are those the
for
words?
us.
Are
Do you
those, is
realize
that,
that you use Google Maps to go wherever you want to go?
is that
If
That's
they
great
want to
and all.
find where you are,
I willingly
they just
gave
need to
them
go
my
into
data.
your Google Maps.
willingly gave
They will
them my
find
data.
where you're sleeping
Sure.
and they will bomb you with a drone.
so, Kgotso,
I
are
willingly
those the
gave
words
them my
we really
data.
want to use? Exciting?
I'm
Like-
over the moon, actually.
Over the
Yes.
this
Over
guy
the
is-
moon for this new technology that's coming out of
Okay.
Google.
Okay.
We'll touch on all of that.
Okay.
So we also have AI being used to unlock the secrets of ancient scrolls.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of interesting, man. And what else? We also have so I don't know if you guys know AVAX AI.
Oh yes.
don't
Love
know
that.
anything about it.
Yeah, so think of blockchain technology meets DeepSeek
The Uber Eats man is outside.
meets AI
Could you
agent.
please do us a favor and bring us the hot wings.
Okay, let's just
Right. So my personal spotlight of the week is actually something called Notebook LM. So it's basically a tool that is powered by Gemini engine, Gemini 2.0. So it uses the Gemini to kind of draw its data or information from. So it's something like Gemini, but more focused on documents and upload something. It easily just breaks down any documents that you upload. So it's more specialized within that space of just breaking down documents, summarizing documents, and anything that is text-based that you can upload. So yeah, it's more efficient than Gemini with regard to that. So also just more specialized that. So if you guys wanna, if you guys are constantly working on documents or anything that you can upload as a text-based file, tap into Notebook LM.
That's dope.
Very interesting. Guys,
It's a mukbang.
we are.
A mukbang. How do you pronounce
Do you want to
that
have
word?
some
I don't know.
Are you really like a shy eater?
for you guys?
Or you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen you eat on Fridays.
Yeah.
All right, guys, the studio's quite packed.
Yeah.
But the next thing we want to spotlight is Mr. Bashiani. What's your tech spotlight of the week?
Okay. So my tech spotlight of the week is Kling AI. So I don't know what image generation apps you guys know of. Do you guys know of any image generation apps where they make like AI images?
Midjourney.
Midjourney,
NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Da Vinci, maybe. So
Focus clip.
yeah. So essentially, Kling AI is a video or an image to video AI generation tool.
Okay.
Normally you'd use things like DALL-E or whatever the case is, but with this one you can actually just put in the prompt from an image. So I put an image of Wandile and I prompted saying that his t-shirt transforms into the color red.
Oh.
And it does it and it makes it look very, very realistic. I'll share some screen recordings here, but they make things, they sort of, their images look hyper realistic.
Oh.
And I've been touching base like very lightly on, you know, the kind of things that you can make, considering making short series, short movies, short little maybe TikTok reels or whatever the case is. And I've seen that Kling AI is the best option for that. So yeah, if you guys want to check out Kling AI, please definitely give it a chance. It comes from a Chinese company called, sorry, excuse my pronunciation, Kgotso Technology. Kgotso
That's racist.
Technology. At least I tried.
But you're racist.
At least I tried.
Do you think we should pause so that Wandile can eat as well?
I think it's a shy eater in front
yeah.
of us, not necessarily
But I'll
the
be fine.
audience.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
In front of us or the audience?
I think. Oh, both.
Yeah.
Both.
Oh, okay.
Do you need a room?
All right, guys, we're back. We're back.
Back again.
That was an amazing meal, gents.
Shout out Chicken Licken actually.
Yeah, Chicken Licken did the things.
They did the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ad says, when the craving has got you, it's got you. It's a real thing, guys. It's a real thing. Let's kick things off with Google. Wandile, you want to take us through? What is Google doing?
Okay, so something crazy. Yeah, so Google had these kind of AI principles, or they had basically a pledge that they pledged that they'd never use AI technology to develop military weapons or even just advanced surveillance. Mm-hmm. And now it looks like they've gone back on that pledge. Ooh. Essentially a U-turn, implying that they're actually looking into using AI to develop military weapons. And it's been said that they were being offered a lot of government contracts throughout the years for AI military, which, I mean, understandably so, yeah.
Because they basically know where we all are. Because, I mean,
yeah,
Google Maps is
Google might have the biggest database in the world. We should actually check that out.
Google Maps and YouTube together could tell exactly where you are.
I mean, they've been collecting data since they have...
Your Gmail invites. I mean, people invite you to events on Gmail.
Jesus, man. So what do you guys feel about it, man?
I think my biggest thing about Google is that I've always felt that they've always played fair. Okay. Like YouTube, they're the highest paying advertiser program, privacy. Okay. So this for me is a betrayal of our trust, because over the years we've given Google so much information.
Okay.
I mean, the data we put into spreadsheets, the data we put into Google Docs, the data we put into our emails, the data we so willingly give to Google Calendar.
Yeah.
Our entire schedules.
So for me, this is the betrayal that is like,
yeah,
it hurts.
Because surely there should be a responsibility to an entity that holds so much power.
And what about the ethics of it? I mean, the fact that Google now knows where I frequent,
Wow. Yeah.
like it could know who my loved ones are.
It
Google
most
could
likely
know
does.
through my patterns
Yeah.
who my parents are.
They know what you like. They know where your phone is. They are
Sure.
tracking every single thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of might. I'm pretty sure they do. 100% sure. that
And
they
now
do.
they're using it for military
Yeah.
AI.
But also, who's to assume that they are going to use that for the negative side? Of
Oh,
Well,
no.
they did say surveillance.
Yeah, and they definitely are. I mean, we're talking about the US, big military industrial complex. Like, they pump so much money into their military.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, most of their budget goes to their military. And so, who's to say they haven't even started developing anything?
The worst part about it all is that if Google does do it, we're so desperate in terms of tech.
Yeah.
Where do we turn to?
Jeez.
Because
I feel
think
like-
about it, like I had a Yahoo email account. I need to be honest, I haven't checked it in
years.
probably the last 6 months.
Okay.
And the only time I checked was because I had to reset a password, and I used it, and it was
Yeah.
like a random password. And I mean, if we just go around here, when did you ever interact with any other email service?
Yeah.
And it actually turns out, I'm searching here that Google is the fourth largest data-rich company in the world, just after IBM, Amazon, and Facebook.
And I feel like it's already a lie, because Google loves to separate itself from YouTube, which
You
to
think so?
me, yeah, to me it feels like, I mean, if we're being honest, if I know what you watch, what you rewind, what you heart,
Know exactly what you want.
I know what you're into. I know your fetishes.
Jeez.
Actually, it knows everything.
It knows everything.
Your Google
That is
searches
crazy.
in
Remember-
private, the things that you think people don't know that you're searching, Google knows all of it.
Hold
right?
on, no.
From the moment you got your phone.
Not
Yes.
my privacy on Apple.
Unless you were using Bing or Microsoft.
No,
it
but on
knows.
Apple, on Apple, when you go on private, there's no way Google has access to that.
Even Apple has it.
Maybe Apple, but not Google.
Google has it.
There was a time where Google and OpenAI had a fight, and Google and Apple also had a fight, and you couldn't do stuff with Google data on those softwares.
Okay.
And I think over time, Google won, because essentially, like when I started the AI journey, I remember I had to copy everything from Google to Chat and like to OpenAI. And now, because Google has their own AI, I'm no longer quite interested in using OpenAI's AI, because Google's system integrates everything: Sheets, Docs,
Seamlessly, right?
emails, yeah. But that's quite concerning. Do you guys think that companies pretend as though they don't have access to our private, like I've got a hidden folder on my Google Photos. It doesn't have nudes or anything, unfortunately. It has all my passwords. So I've got passwords on my hidden folder, hoping that no one else can see it. And now when you're telling me that Google can see it,
No, I think
I'm a
so.
bit concerned.
What they do use, I know what a couple of companies use, especially with passwords, is they do encrypt. So even employees
Yes.
on their side are
Oh,
unable
it's
to
an
see it.
end-to-end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an end-to-end encryption. So only you are able to, or
Yeah.
whoever has access to your Apple ID or your Google account, or
Yeah.
whatever the case is.
So essentially, the person on the other end and your end.
They need an encryption key.
Yeah. So there's a key here. There's a key there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe the owners or the big bosses would know, but not everybody at Google would know.
I would like to assume even the big bosses don't know, but that's us being very naive.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine being a technician or an engineer at Google? You probably know more than what you're letting the company know,
Definitely.
if that makes sense.
That's so deep.
So if I want to just on a random day spy on Wandile and I'm a software engineer at Google, I wouldn't need anybody's authorization if I know how to surpass all of those.
It's the same chat I have about bank accounts to say, do bankers know all our bank balances? Like, do they go in and like, okay, let me have a look at what Kanye's worth?
Definitely, but I think they definitely do.
Yeah.
I don't think they snoop around like that because they probably have to do so much within.
There's
But
probably a trail that follows them.
yeah,
If they were to snoop, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Because I've always wondered, like somebody once sat down with me and said, you can hack anybody's phone. And, you know, they went through the whole way from Russia and everything. And I said to them, but if you could hack anybody's phone, then you'd have everybody's private files, like nudes and passwords and secrets. And they were like, yeah, we do.
Oh.
And for me, that kind of made me think twice about our mobile devices. Because I'm sure we've all heard of people that have had like a WhatsApp message sent to them and then immediately the person's inside their bank account.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's why I'm so fascinated with the dark web, because within the dark web, I'm certain that they have access to all of this information. It's just
so
about
concerning.
whether they want to use it or not.
Yeah.
So they might have access to your entire phone history, everything, passwords, but they might not feel the need to want to use it.
So to our viewer that's freaked out, what does that mean?
Okay. So what, the dark web?
Yeah, well, I mean,
In general,
what's their phone
security.
etiquette? They must never take any
I think
compromising
first
images.
thing, I mean, the basis of it all is don't accept cookies. I don't know if
Of
you
course,
guys...
never click on anything.
Yeah,
Of
so when
course,
you visit a new website for the first time, there'll normally be like a pop-up or a prompt that'll say accept all cookies or reject all cookies. Sometimes they don't even give you the option to reject it. Reject all of them. If they don't give you the option, just exit the website. And go to another.
That's
a very-
awkward because there's some websites where cookies make sense. Like little
what?
pop-ups. Like, for example, the other day I was just doing research on Temu. And they have like pop-ups every second. Like, you've won 50% discount.
Okay.
You've won 100%. And I was like, if I didn't accept all of those cookies, I would have never
Spent more than you were initially going to.
seen them.
Yeah.
Well, come at me at spending.
It's a fantastic marketing technique, because that, I don't know, 500 Rand that you ended up spending
But
on
my
discounts-
conversation is the cookies, though. If you had said no,
Essentially, the cookies are getting to know more about you. Like, you're giving
And
them more
sometimes that's a good
information
thing.
about yourself. Unless you want to give up all your money to them, it's a fantastic thing.
I mean, it's a good thing for them.
Yeah, it's a good
that
thing for them.
Sounds very pessimistic, guys. For example, let's say you're traveling to your favorite destination and your cookies know that you love biltong. It'll be a beautiful thing for the ad that pops up to be
I
relevant.
think that's the great thing about artificial intelligence
think-
and these
yeah.
systems that are being built, because
Exactly.
they know so much about you.
So
And the fact that you'll be relevant. Imagine you're getting a advert about bras. You're a gent. What are you going to do about bras?
Funny enough,
Because
my YouTube-
your cookies don't know that you're a male.
But I think it's good from a consumer standpoint. I think from the other side, if you're thinking from just like a security stuff, like if you don't want people to just have access to just general information about you that they can access through your phone when you, by virtue of just accepting cookies. So I think it depends on what side of the coin. Like from a consumer perspective, if you want kind of those tailored ads that kind of give you recommendations based
For
just because.
exactly what you want.
Yeah, then that's cool. But if you're a person who's more,
I prefer that.
yeah. But I mean, if you're a person who's kind of trying to just safeguard their information and data, then I think that's fine.
I think in the world that you're describing, it's great. I do agree with it that I prefer more catered adverts, things that are more catered to my preferences. Amazing. For an example, Netflix, it works amazing. But now we're talking about Google and using it for the military. That's where it's going to be used against you. And you can't say anything because you had already accepted giving them your data for more convenience for yourself. That's also giving them more convenience.
You know what shocked me the most? So I don't know if everybody knows this, but on the 7th of Jan, Siri paid $95 million for a settlement on the fact that Siri was listening to all our conversations. And, well, firstly, I want to know, why did we not sue Siri in our country? Like, why are they only paying in dollars? That's the first thing. So maybe we should do that. Let us know in the comment section. Should we be suing Siri? 'Cause I'm ready.
Like
I'm ready.
us, we should be suing Siri.
We should be.
personally.
Cyber Digest sues Siri.
But
the second conversation is, and this is what scares me the most, that you could have the president of a country discussing a strategy on like the DRC, for example,
yeah,
and Siri's listening. Like, how unethical of Apple to be listening in. I mean, I'm not married, so I have no place in saying this, but imagine married people are having intimacy. Siri heard that.
yeah,
You're fighting with your partner. Siri heard that.
yeah,
You're planning a cash in transit heist, even if you're a criminal.
yeah.
Siri heard that. and all I get is a 95 million US dollars settlement.
It's definitely less than what it should be.
And I think for me, the worst part is, what were they doing with all our notifications, with all our words?
Data collection. Yeah, it's literally data collection. But also, I don't know why anybody was surprised, because Siri was always listening. I always knew that, because the way to alert Siri is to say, "Hey Siri."
No, but I
how
thought
are
it
they
only
going to
listened
hear?
after that. I thought it only listened for that sentence.
How is it going to hear at that specific?
You know,
point in
it
time?
reminds me of Succession, the scene where
Very good question.
Tom is kind of coming up with the slogan for ATN, the news network, and so he comes. The first one is, "We hear you," and then so I think legal came back. He's like, they can't say that because they actually are hearing them. So the box set where you'd play ATN news,
We can hear you.
they actually are listening. So they said, no, you can't say that because you guys actually are hearing, and there's some ethical
getting
concerns.
into it, yeah.
And so they had to change it to "we hear for you." So
I need to tap into Succession.
Succession, right?
I do
Yeah.
too, yeah. I've heard quite a bit
always
about
wanted
it.
to.
But I think for me, the irritating part was that the first episodes, when does the father die and when does the action
He
actually
doesn't-
begin?
I think it does in like the last season.
Yeah, in the last season. Sorry for spoilers.
didn't
Sorry for
know.
spoilers. Yeah, but yeah, he dies in the last season. Yeah,
So it's a
but
long drag.
I wouldn't even say it's a drag. It's like 4 seasons, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, not too bad.
4 or 5, I think.
4,
Maybe
5,
I'll
yeah.
try it.
Oh yeah,
I'm
it's
trying
amazing.
Billions at the moment, and
Oh yeah, you like it?
I'm slightly bored. It's taking too long.
Oh yeah, no. Succession is like, it's peak dramedy. Like yeah,
Throughout from start to finish.
yeah, it's just, it's some of the best comedy and drama you'll ever see. Like, and it's also just Shakespearean in a way. Like there's something very tragic about it.
The best. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely give it a... Guys, let us know in the comment section whether you guys have watched any of these two that we're talking about. Be interesting to hear what everybody's watched. But I'll definitely give it a shot.
Okay, guys, I just want to take it back to Google. So, I don't know. I think this was something kind of inevitable. I mean, I think we were going in a direction where eventually all these companies or every nation was going to implement or kind of integrate AI into their military. And it was just a matter of time. And I think the US realized that they can't just sit back, and China's probably already started.
Oh, for years.
Yeah.
No,
And
guys,
so-
that's a little bit racist.
And so-
it's not.
That's a little bit racist.
Okay.
It's really
Because
not.
hold on. Why are we targeting China when the US themselves are the godfathers of AI? China only released DeepSeek like what, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
Okay, but-
why not the US? Why haven't they started?
Okay, maybe they have started.
They've probably been keeping it under wraps, if
Yeah.
anything.
I think my biggest concern is that the countries that don't have or utilize AI are kind of having to forcefully use human beings to fight the war,
Yeah.
and they kind of will lose.
That's a shame, man. I mean, even in South Africa, we're not hearing much about just AI. I mean, granted, we don't have the resources, but it just goes to show you how.
I think we do have the
It's
resources.
just wasted, Yeah.
Yeah, just not the not the education, the knowledge to be able
I
we
think
have
the
the
resources
resources in
wasted.
one sense.
They
Like in
wasted
what
a conga.
sense? Because I don't think we don't own the resources. I'd say.
I think the amount of money we spend on social grants could build many
data
a
centers.
data center. Yeah.
Well, so what are you implying?
I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying that we do have the money to be able to do so.
And the land, the
We just
space, the resources,
Yeah.
all of it.
I mean, if it's going to social ground, then maybe we don't have them.
Right. What's the next topic that you're covering? Or is it me?
You can take this one. I'll
Cool.
walk us through the next.
So some very interesting stuff, guys. We've got quantum computing happening. And I think this for me was very interesting. So I want to break it down in a way that we all understand it, right? So an Oxford team of scientists, professors, they basically realized that they are qubits that are trapped in an ion. And like an ion is like, it's like a dispensation. It's a very small little technological word. It's basically a tiny atomic particle that stores quantum information. So we would call it an ion because we can't get to it as human beings physically.
Okay.
But scientifically, it has a lot of information. And basically, these qubits all have these separate molecules or modules that you could call them that. And all of them are connected like light-based links. So if you can imagine like a beam of light, and all these beam of lights are all connected. And there's so much data within all these beam of lights. And basically, they ran Grover's search algorithm.
Okay.
And what that gave them, it allowed them to prove that teleportation isn't just theoretical. That teleportation actually works.
That's crazy.
And I think for me, the interesting part was understanding that all of this data has always been trapped in these, you could call them optical fibers, these light-based links, that there's a lot more in them. We just haven't tapped into them. And basically what they then did after that is they then said, look, let's take these computers and let's see if we can create an unbreakable encryption. Because you are very right in saying that we've got encryption where data is encryption on both sides, but human beings can still go and break that encryption. What if the encryption was just based on these computers only, quantum computers? So as a human being, you can't break the encryption.
Okay.
Because it would be so complex.
And only because it can be de-linked by quantum computers. Because we'll basically store this encryption in what we call quantum bits. So it's essentially having Wandile's machine do transactions with my machine in Africa and he's in the US. And if a human being had to intercept it, they could, but they would still need a quantum computer to explain to them what's going on. So it's like these small little atoms being decoded by computers. And if that can happen, that can mean my private jet can let your private jet, we speak it into existence.
Amen.
It can let your private jet know that, hey, I'm flying to New York. Do you have a parking space for me?
Oh, jeez.
And your private jet's like, oh yeah, dude, come park next to me. I've got a space for me. And my private jet's like, cool, I'm on my way.
Involved.
No humans involved.
What's the point of having a private jet then?
No, I mean, like,
I know.
You'll be in it, yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like it because I think there's lots of interference that human beings give.
Yeah.
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 But also my question is, who is going to be owning these quantum computers then? Do they not have any kind of influence?
Good question. Good question. But hold on. There is some tech that's talking about AI replicating itself. And I think that could be interesting. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But what I want to just say is that the future of quantum networks could literally become the biggest AI platforms of today, where it's taken us millions of years to understand that computers can speak to each other.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have always thought that machines are too rigid to communicate. But this essentially means self-driving cars can talk to each other.
I mean, isn't that already being done through the internet?
I think the only difference is that human beings are talking. Like you program your car to say, I would like to go here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine getting into a car and saying, show me what you got. And the car takes you exactly
that's crazy.
where you need to go. It's basically sending it to your future wife.
Wow.
Jeez.
That sounds promising.
Because it would have studied her algorithm and matched and said, let's connect these two. They'll reward us by, how do we reward AI quantum
So what
computers?
we're handing destiny over to
Okay,
AI.
it's a bit extreme. Let me draw back. But I mean, that could be a thing, right?
Yeah. I think that's very possible. But like, at what point does it get to the same level as like science fiction? Because I think when people hear teleportation, you think of Jumper, you think of like real teleportation movies. And the way that their teleportation works is you either think of your destination or just hop into a machine, a little door that takes you to the other side of the world. At what point are humans going to be able to get teleported? Not just
I think for me,
neurons.
For me, the thing is, so they're there right now, but the challenge is they need to break engineering and physics to get human bodies to be able to do that. And I think that might be where the issues are. Because they've done it through, Grover's theory, but they haven't done it with human beings. And I think that's going to be the
But
trick.
can you
That'd be
imagine
crazy.
testing on human beings? Now it's going to be like 1/4 of your body is being transported to Italy and like the rest of you is still here.
Yeah. And what about the brain? Because the brain is neural networks.
It's like, how is it going to mash all of that information up now?
Yeah, no, that could be quite interesting. I think for me, the other interesting part, just before I close this section, is the fact that now AI is sort of becoming decentralized. People are complaining that we want to know what AI is doing behind the scenes. So Avalanche is releasing AVEX AI. And essentially what this is it's basically AI on a blockchain. It's more transparent. Everybody can see what AI is doing. You can literally see what the brain is thinking of the
We're
AI.
seeing like the back end, essentially.
DeepSeek, exactly.
Nice.
And DeepSeek is the first company to partner with Avalanche, which is AVEX AI. And what I love about this is that literally today we saw the price of AVEX jump by 3.5%.
Jeez.
Just based on this news. So I think that there's a lot of people that believe in this technology, that the brain of AI will become decentralized, meaning Google will be able to control us. We'll all have access.
So
Kinda
let's
crazy.
touch on, I want to hear more about the self-replicating artificial intelligence. Because that sounds very scary and dystopian.
So the first time I heard about it was very funny. It was this robot in China that kidnapped many other robots.
I heard
so
about that, yeah.
essentially what happened was they left all these robots charging overnight. The robot fired itself up and decided to do a heist and kidnap all the other robots in the factory. And when they all came in the morning, they were like, where are our robots? And that robot had taken the robots away. Luckily, because of battery power, they found it before it could escape.
That's insane.
So I thought that was wild.
That is pretty wild.
That is crazy.
That is pretty wild.
So yeah, I think the replication comes from AI becoming naughty. Is that what we'd call it? Or is it evil?
It sounds like,
Naughty sounds a bit too cute. Naughty sounds too cute.
but it does sound
I
like
mean-
it sounds like the plot of iRobot.
Exactly.
That
like
one
the plot of
robot that's
iRobot,
like,
yeah.
you know,
That was a foreshadowing.
yeah.
That was a foreshadowing. If
That's
you haven't seen, I
intense.
think you haven't seen iRobot yet.
I haven't
probably
watched
hasn't.
iRobot.
I think you need to watch iRobot. It would summarize what's happening right now very beautifully
I'll get to it after Succession.
after Succession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Actually, speaking of that, because you're talking about AVEX AI, so I did see that you're essentially also just able to create your own kind of AI agents that are powered by the DeepSeek engine, and they essentially just operate on the blockchain, and different people can use these agents, invest in these agents that can do different tasks, and you know they can even make money on the blockchain, and people can invest in them, which is quite cool. I mean, because right now, you know, all these AI agents right now live on kind of these centralized platform like OpenAI, well, outside of the blockchain, and you know, you don't really get to see what's going on in them. You don't get to own them. You just get to kind of use the platform and create these agents, and now you can kind of develop your own agents, and they can kind of operate on this blockchain network, and that's kind of interesting. Yeah.
Very interesting. I think we're past the stage of AI being a real thing. I think now everybody's discussion is how do I make money from AI? Because I think we've all used AI. I mean, and guys, if you haven't used AI, like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might be surprised as to how many people are even having that
I don't
first
know what to
question.
say.
I don't think a lot of people are asking
don't.
how to make money with AI.
I think people
They're
are
asking,
still
how can I get through school? How can I get through
yeah.
this course?
I think people are just still asking the basic, like, oh, it's taking jobs. How can I write an essay? I think people aren't. I don't think
They
people
need
really.
MRD Future Tech.
They really do.
They really
can
need
build
to
your agents,
understand the
guys.
process of this.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Things are moving so quick.
Yeah. I mean, if Google is considering going into military usage of AI, I mean, interestingly enough, with a nuclear bomb, and I was thinking about this morning, it's quite weird. If a nuclear bomb is going to be detonated or dropped in an area with a drone,
Yeah.
and you're basically targeting whoever you want to target, they're toast. Because
it's
the
that
only way
accurate.
you're going to survive is if you get into a drainage or you go underground into a mine. And I mean, we're in Joburg right now. Which drain are we going to go under?
Apparently, there's a lot though.
Really?
Really?
Joburg?
Yeah.
Drain?
guys, do you not remember that explosion that happened like a year or two ago in CBD?
Oh, maybe because
Okay, yeah,
maybe
bro.
because Joburg is like historically a mining town. I
Yeah,
think.
there's
Guys,
a
I'm
lot
not
of
coming.
underground tunnels in Joburg.
I'm not coming. Joburg. CBD.
Yes.
What
I mean,
explosion?
Yeah,
The fact that
it's
there's just tunnels and
hold on.
sewers
I've
that
got a
exist
question.
underground.
If there was a nuclear explosion happening in the next 30 minutes, where would you go? Let's start with you, Wandile.
Wait, what? That's actually I don't know. I'd go
Nuclear. Shucks.
nuclear. There's no place to go, unfortunately.
Where would you go? Decide. You got 30 seconds. 30 minutes.
I won't even lie. I'd probably just go to Marble and have a drink
You said marble?
and have a drink. Dude, like there's nothing happening.
Zero survival
What?
instinct.
I'm not even trying to
whatsoever.
survive. Are you really trying to survive a
Kgotso, what
nuclear
would you do?
explosion?
We're not
Yes.
listening to this, what would you
These
do?
guys are trying to survive a nuclear explosion.
Initially, I would have said like an underground parking lot or something, but a nuclear explosion is definitely going to penetrate that kind of. So I'd probably try and think of the nearest mine shaft. And
Guys,
see
Everything
I would
is going
go
to collapse on top
underwater.
of you.
That's
Underwater.
fine.
Yes, I would go to the
For how long?
deepest sea or pool or water base.
For how long?
Because, hold on, think about it. If anything is going to collapse in water, you can always swim your way up.
You're going to drown?
Yeah, your breath. I don't think you can hold your breath. for
Guys,
that
a
long.
nuclear explosion would not. It's not going to take. It's gonna explode.
It's going to cause a tsunami.
That as well. It's going to contaminate the water.
It's going to
So on
cause
your way
massive
up,
waves.
what's
You're going to
happen
get crushed
there?
by the waves.
Yeah,
You're
Like
not going to
you're dead.
survive unless.
I didn't think about the tsunami.
Even
part.
what ocean in Johannesburg? Are you going to go to Happy Island?
No, I'm gonna go to the dam down the
You're going to
road.
go to the Blight.
The dam. The
You're going to
blight.
go to the nearest lagoon you can find. Or the one,
Blight Canyon.
yeah, the one in Midrand.
Shout out to my president Munaka.
Like, where would you go?
But they go to
Actually-
Munyaka's ocean.
No, but hold up, guys. Isn't it that even if the nuclear explosion happens, the way that I understand it is that if your body can be compact enough to withstand the pressure, if you are in a place where, like for example, he says it'll be underground, you could still survive.
From a pressure standpoint, possibly yes.
Yeah, because if I'm under, and I mean, I don't know.
My
the-
thing
the
is, like,
deepest pool.
That's
I don't think
the tunnel's
water
probably,
one is-
those shafts are going to probably crumble on top of you.
Yeah.
We're talking about how much power, like nuclear
It also
explosions have
depends
so
how
much power and
far
force.
from the center, from the actual explosion point.
Okay.
And guys,
That's something
what's
worth
most scary
considering.
about this is that Google is doing this. Are we safe?
Going to allegedly.
Oh yeah. So
Allegedly.
Allegedly, what the nuclear
That they
part?
are doing this. Yeah, the nuclear part.
Oh no, the nuclear part. I'm not sure at all.
Okay, let's just
Yeah,
clarify
but what
that.
I'm saying is that war, they're going into weapons, right? At
Yeah.
war.
So everything is just going to become more precise, more accurate. Like people are really
Sure.
trying to end each other. Like
Shame.
it's crazy.
Shame.
But I
guys.
do think it's gonna become so. For instance, like I think it's gonna. I don't think anybody's ever gonna commit to that point. So something like also just like the Cold War. So like the US and the Soviet Union, like they knew what they had and they were both kind of scared to commit. Like each side was like kind of teasing that they're gonna commit,
They
but
were ready to rock.
yeah, but I think they knew the cost of it, and I don't think. I don't know. I don't think it's ever gonna get to. Listen, maybe I'm being extremely ignorant, but I think it would really take something extremely. I don't know, man. Like out of this
For
world.
Google to do something.
No,
that extreme.
I'm feeling just like nations to really commit
Hello,
to just
North Korea.
launch. Yo,
Exactly.
yeah, actually.
Exactly.
But yeah, man. So Google, that's crazy.
That's very crazy. And I think for me, you know, another country that's moving like Google is the UAE. You guys heard about the fact that they're investing in France, data centers?
Oh yeah, billions of dollars. How much again?
And I
That
think
figure.
it was 31 billion US dollars.
Investing in France.
In France and data centers, yeah. And the worst part about it is that they started off with Donald Trump with Stargate in the US. That's 500 billion US dollars project in AI.
Now the UAE is able to throw money in whatever industry
Excuse
that
me?
they want to.
Yeah, they really just like throw money.
And just hope it sticks.
Yeah,
But
the
I
hope it
mean-
sticks because I think they're also just trying to whitewash that the human rights issues they have going on there.
Yeah, and also the fact
Oh,
the fact
okay.
that they're dealing with oil. I think they realizing the world is going green, quote unquote, and maybe oil might become less popular. I don't know if that's even a real thing.
Less powerful.
Less powerful,
I
maybe.
like Wandile's perspective of saying they're trying to whitewash
the issues that they
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, because I mean, I was so shocked to understand that in Saudi Arabia, and like, don't ban me, guys, I like Saudi Arabia. But like, women only started driving vehicles
Oh yeah, it's quite unfortunate. I mean,
recently.
Very recent.
even with the World Cup was when was it in Qatar?
I think it was Qatar, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Even-
it is great to Saudi.
Yeah. So even okay, let me make the example with Saudi Arabia. So the growing of soccer in Saudi Arabia. So they've invested so much in just the football and just getting so many high profile players, and it really is. So they've launched a number of projects to kind of whitewash their image. Like they want to become more culturally relevant and kind of distract people from what's actually going on. So it was a whole thing that even just sports, they've used sports to kind of build this facade of, you know, a togetherness, a culturally spirited kind of nation. But there's a lot of issues there, and I think, you know, or maybe it is a move to kind of gain leverage within the AI, within this data-driven
I think it
world
is.
of power.
I also think it is, yeah, because
You know?
data is the new oil.
Yeah.
And essentially they had oil, so they realized how powerful oil is. So they're essentially just going for the new oil
They're leveraging what they had.
and going for the new version of what they had as power.
Yeah, because it really is about the amount of data that you have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of nations investing a lot of money in just building these mega giant data centers. Hopefully South Africa also just, you know, pumps money in the right direction.
We need to speak to our government
We need to
because
speak
what
to
the hell
Cyril.
are they doing with this
need it.
entire AI?
Weren't you an advisor?
So
We need it.
let's use the connects.
All I want to
Let's
say
use the
is
connects.
we need it.
Yo.
We need it. Take us through Samsung. What's going on there? Apparently they have a new
They dropped
device.
Yeah, they dropped a new device.
S25. Yeah. So yeah, kind of getting the feel that it is a bit it's average.
Ooh.
Like it's good. It's a good phone all around, but it's not much difference from last year. Like
It
as
doesn't
far,
sound like a hot take at all.
yeah, so the only thing that's you'd say is better is like their Snapdragon chip. Yeah, the performance is actually so they're multi-core. So you get the multi-core and single core. So Geekbench scored them, and single core is lower than Apple, but multi-core is higher than Apple. So yeah, so that's been quite an improvement. But other than that, everything is the same. You know, camera's the same, display is the same. It looks the same, feels the same, battery's the same. So yeah, kind of sensing a bit of complacency from Samsung.
I don't think it's only Samsung. I would say a lot of technology companies are a lot less focused on the hardware and more so on the software, especially with like the onset of AI and stuff like that. They're not
you know
focused
what
on,
I'd say?
on building proper hardware anymore.
I'd say the companies that have a huge market cap within the US have become very complex. So Samsung and Apple. I think the other kind of Asian companies are really pushing a lot of tech and packing a lot of tech into their products.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it's just hard for them to penetrate that market. And if you're not penetrating the US, then, you know, it's tough for you.
So you're essentially saying that the playing field is just everyone's just high up and there's no competition, essentially.
Yeah, for Samsung and Apple. In Europe, the thing is competition is very fragmented. You know, I mean, you have the who's leading the race in Europe actually?
Europe is dead in terms of AI and tech.
Yeah, but I know with mobile it's very fragmented. Like it's not like Apple in the US and Samsung. So yeah, Samsung, yeah, I think, you know, good phone, but in general, there's better.
Speaking of there is better, let's touch on iPhone and Apple.
Okay.
Hello, Steve Jobs.
Hi, Steve Jobs. So they haven't released any new products. You know
Okay.
that they normally do release at the end of the year, or start of the year as well with iPads and whatever the case is. But now they've just released their new iOS 16.3. It's mostly your device that has access to it.
I haven't actually even checked whether the software update is available.
Really?
Yeah, I should check. I should probably update it.
Okay. But sorry, not 16, guys. I made a mistake. It's iOS 18.3. That's my mistake.
Oh,
iOS 16 was released in 2023.
I see iOS 18.3.1.
It should be 3.3, I think. That it's the one that was just recently released.
Oh, okay.
So you're 2 stops behind.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that much of a difference. Actually, that's what a lot of people have been complaining about.
What?
The fact that they finally, a year later after releasing or announcing Apple Intelligence, that they finally rolling out fully their products. Things like image generation, all these different things that you can do with Apple Intelligence, they're not that great.
Which
The market is very disappointed.
Yeah, like it's like when you isolate it like from Apple, like it's pretty neat features, but it's underwhelming because that's tech that has been there within the market for the past how many years now?
Yeah.
Like it's
and
nothing.
you guys actually went to like the Apple training offered by Apple themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which we
was
expected.
very underwhelming.
Yeah, like we expected, some.
Because it is Apple after all.
Yeah, but it was quite basic. Like not even basic. It felt outdated.
Yeah, I actually felt like we wasted that guy's time.
Yeah.
Because what I'd ended up doing was telling him about Google AI Studio, the product that I spoke about last week.
Yeah.
And he went home and played around with it. A week later, I went back and he was actually blown away and trying to not necessarily convince me. He probably shouldn't have done this, but admitting that Apple is very much behind with their software development. As an Apple employee, it's almost like illegal to speak against the brand.
Sure.
So yeah, man, it's quite disappointing. They have Apple Intelligence, and then they also have kind of ChatGPT integrated into
because I don't think they were capable of reaching the level that OpenAI is, so they had to bring in ChatGPT.
But even the way it's integrated, it's not seamless.
Yeah,
it feels like
asks for permission.
Yeah, so there's that whole gap in between, and that doesn't help with the experience. Like it doesn't feel like this seamless thing.
You feel like they should have rather like blended Siri with ChatGPT instead.
Yeah. So like you get this kind of seamless experience. Like you don't have the stopgap, this gap in between where it feels like, okay, Siri is probably just passing information and then ChatGPT is kind of processing. And yeah, there's this gap that just doesn't make the experience feel natural. So much like AI Studio, that is a very natural experience. The Google AI Studio.
Seamless,
Yeah, so it's quite disappointing, but hey, it's nice. You get to summarize emails, so
I mean, you get to do amazing things. Also, something called Image Playground, where you can generate images.
Oh, nice.
Very fun.
Very new.
Decades behind DALL-E. Decades. I don't know what it is. If it was the death of Steve Jobs that sort of caused Apple's complacency. I don't know what it is that they're focusing on, and we actually discussed this on our live stream last week. The fact that Apple seems to be prioritizing or moving into the medical industry as opposed to focusing on developing their own products.
So true, yeah.
Because when you look at things like the AirPods were just officially last year in 2024 declared a medical product for people who are hard at hearing.
Wow.
And then also look at the smartwatches, all of these different things.
The iPhones cure motion sickness now.
Yeah, so I feel like they might be looking more towards that. Maybe they feel that's where the money is more than AI. Maybe they feel AI is more of just like a popular thing happening now. I don't know.
That's such a trick one because health is a big industry. Like, your fitness watches.
It will never go away.
Yeah. But at the same time, AI is just doing cartwheels with everybody.
I think it also was with when Steve Jobs kind of, passed away. I think there was that big shift to like commerce. Rather, so Steve Jobs was like, heavy on just like design, but that uniqueness that Apple could bring in terms of design and innovation and
marketing as well.
Yeah, and I think Apple kind of leaned more into just, commerce and being more pragmatic and sales driven. I mean, you see things of them kind of getting rid of like just charging bricks and headphone jacks, cutting costs, just focused on sales and it's quite unfortunate. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it is quite sad.
It is very sad, yeah. But I think also we must be fair to say they focus on the physical product, not on the software.
I mean, if that was the case, what's going on with the Vision Pro?
I beg to differ. I think they focus.
Has it been a year since it was released?
It has. And it's quiet now.
I think that technology just needs time.
To do what? It's
to
been a year.
progress.
They've got a
Because
lot
I mean,
of market
chat is now,
research.
we're all using OpenAI's chat GPT all over.
They really could have integrated stuff like ChatGPT into the Vision Pro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because already I haven't used it personally yet, but apparently the experience of using that Vision Pro is years beyond, what the things that Meta's producing.
Okay.
So why is it that they can't
I don't
push
know,
the
man.
boundaries even further with software, with AI, like pushing the boundaries within their Vision Pro?
That's actually a valid question.
So I don't know. It frustrates me that they are more than capable of producing and creating great products, but
But
they're just not pushing the boundaries at all.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think we've come to the end of our beautiful show. In closing, what are your tips if you had to advise Apple? The CEO of Apple is watching. What would you say to him?
CEO of Apple. Jeez. Okay. Well, first of all, make phones that are affordable for the average South African. I'll just start with that.
Real?
Yeah. And yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there before I rant. But yeah, how about you guys?
I would say Tim Cook. Maybe visit a Y Combinator for like a week. Just inspire yourself. See the different things that young people are able to create. Yeah. What about you?
I'd say give value back to your users. Like Google created YouTube and they're paying the users so much money. And Facebook pays their users. Like all these companies pay their users something. Apple users aren't paid. So give value back to your users. Create something, even if it's a platform.
That's actually
But do something. Like don't just be the richest company in the world. Give value back to your users. And I think for all you subscribers to our channel, thank you so much. And I hope we brought you value. And we're planning some amazing stuff coming your way. So we're looking forward to you being long life subscribers and joining our membership on this channel. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in.
Apple Music should be free for iPhone users.
not this again, please.
Tim Cooks, listen up.